Now it's time for Zonk. Zonk.
This is the hot dog code. Season 2. I've been to the edge of the continent, walked up to my knees in the ocean, climbed mountains, descended into caves, tried to touch the bottom of the deepest lakes. But here I am, corner of Carroll and Pender, downtown East Side. Back on my bullshit. Hot dog code calls me back.
Do you like cops?
Seems like the more time I spend away, the more lost I feel. I walk past those white lions, that red gate, world's thinnest insurance company. Summer is still hot, but the nights are cooling down. I'm at the International Village, trying to work up a frown. Train tracks been absorbed into the street. Bike lanes claw back some of the driveway. There's a fan at the International Village. It runs all day and night. Stepped off the beat. Goldie's Pizza shut down. One thing after another around here. You ever see Demolition Man? Wesley Snipes, Sylvester Stallone. Is that filmed around here? Time Cop. Time Cop was filmed around here. Similar premise. Time Cop, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Ron Silver. Key scenes filmed City Square Mall, not far from where I'm standing right now. Time is the cop. Time is the cop that catches us all. Time Cop. No. We're the cop. Time makes cops of us all. That's the way it is. Two seagulls fighting over a French fry. Outside the West Coast headquarters, some bank or another.
A cop who doesn't need to eat or sleep.
Beside the church, there's a new glass tower. Beside the glass tower, The old post office has been gutted. The exterior walls remain. You can see through the windows.
There's so many.
Nothing. Blue sky.
Don't tell anybody I'm a cop. You're pretty fucking weird for a cop.
How about the hot dog code from Gastown to Granville? It's not a single box to be seen. I was away and the city shifted. Something happened. Maybe the change was in me.
Take a walk, cop!
Alright, so you walk in into...
So you walk in, you've got a group of people. If you're gonna, and this occurs, like, a good example of this is like at the college level, because with kids in an elementary situation, you've got the voices you've got, right? You just work with them. It's a totally different goal. But in a college situation, so we would do this every semester where the instructor and probably one other voice teacher from the department would get together. Everybody who was interested in choir would come in for the first meeting, and they'd come up and you'd sing either a solfege, a quick solfege thing, and like an excerpt of a piece that we would typically work on. You can tell, every time somebody opens their mouth to sing, you can tell the timbre or color of their voice, how dark, how light, how heavy it is, how agile it is, whether or not they've got a decent ear and they can hold their pitch. If they can even recognize pitch, that's another thing.
It had to have been 5 or 6 years since Asa had last seen Tallboy Frankie, but not much had changed. Here was Frankie lying on the ground, getting kicked by a couple of goons. Asa was surprised to hear himself shout, "Get the fuck out of here, leave him alone," as he sprinted across Hastings mid-block, turning his head like a swimmer to watch for approaching cars. Two younger dudes who'd been kicking Frankie probably didn't hear Asa anyway, but before he got to the opposing curb, two cops, bare arms covered in tattoos, had the goons up against the wall, bodies limp and handcuffed. No resistance. Asa went straight to Frank, who was still screaming racist slurs at his attackers. Frankie, you okay?" Asa scanned him, no blood. As bad as the beating had looked from across the street, maybe it hadn't been all that intense. One of the cops gloved up and came over. He shone his penlight in Frankie's wild, bloodshot eyes to assess for concussion. Frankie gulped in air and gave his voice a rest. He noticed Aesop, ignored the cop altogether. "I remember you. College boy Satan?" "Frankie, what's new?" The cop turned his head. "You know this guy?" Aesop nodded. "It's been a while." Frankie unleashed a fresh batch of slurs and obscenities that, come to think of it, didn't correspond at all with the apparent ethnicity of the attackers. "What do you want us to do?" The cop looked at us. These guys were kicking his ass, but he was definitely provoking them. Not entirely his fault, though. The cop pulled a finger around his ear. It felt like the cop was asking how he wanted his steak. It wasn't even his steak. "How would you like your justice served today? Is the one taxpayer on the scene? We're letting you call the shots." Aesop looked over at the two young indigenous kids who'd given Frankie the beating. Some of Frankie's racist outbursts must have landed a hit or two for them to have jumped him like that. "Hey, you know this guy?" "I've never seen that honky in my life." He don't owe you money or some shit like that. I look like I'd front that guy? I look new to you? You look about 12 years old, to be honest. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck am I using? Looking sideways at the cop, who, despite his bulk, didn't look much older than the kids he cuffed. You gonna keep your feet to yourselves? At least for the rest of the day? The kids shrugged. Alright, let him go. The officers loosened the cuffs. The 2 kids looked at one another, looked at the cops, looked at Asa. Guys, meet Frankie, Asa said. Frankie, meet the guys. When Frankie doesn't take his meds, he says some really nasty stuff. I honestly have no idea if that garbage lives in his heart, or if it's just the result of misfiring neurons. It could be both.
Zonk will continue after this word. You know they joke around a lot on here, but it can be a real struggle. Talk about satellite information, telemetry, how much goes missing or unreported, a lot of things. If you have a minute or two, I want you to run to the Denver Brunch Games Company website. If you have pressing chores, or even if you do not, there are always personal requests or obligations that fill your day. In the description you will see zonk.agency. Copy that and paste to follow the link. Try out our new offering. Dirt Bike Rally. A new downloadable pencil and paper dirt bike race simulation. And now
it's time for Zonk. Zonk.
You know, just you can get a good general sense of the voice. And when you're putting together a choir and placing voices like that, so you're assessing everybody as they're singing to you, both skill level and quality of voice and characteristic of voice, and what they sing, right? Their range. So you have them do like warm-ups and stuff and see when they drop out or...
I walk the hot dog code on the rooftop of the city. Balmoral Hotel, empty, seized by the city. The Regent Hotel, also empty, also seized by the city. I'm up here with the pigeons and the seagulls and the rubber owls that are designed to keep the seagulls and the pigeons away. I'm up here looking down at the city. I'm up here, the city is looking up at me. And it says to me, what's the weather like up there? Pretty much the same. Gray. Is gray weather? I guess it is around here. Bus goes by, taking people somewhere. Red bricks of the building next door are falling, crumbling, probably not falling. Maybe somebody's taking them. The aluminum siding, warped, bent. Someone's loading a giant bag of packing foam into a rented truck. I see Murray. He's walking with his cane. He's doing all right. Last time I saw him, He had a can of bear spray and a chip on his shoulder. I'm up on the roof and no one can touch me. I walk the hot dog road.
As for me, I am tormented with an everlasting itch for things remote. I love to sail forbidden seas and land on barbarous coasts.
You dress for rain, the sun comes out. You leave your raincoat at home. You know the rest. This is the hot dog coat. It's not complicated. Garbage is art. Art is garbage. Shit happens. Try to keep moving. Turn off your location. Parking lot closed. Something's going on. Movie shoot? Craft services table. But there's no trucks. It's just the food. Who can tell?